because this might be his last game in front of you here today. Make some noise for EG Jaedong!
Looking focused, Artosis. He's looking determined.
He is focused, he is determined. He is probably focusing the most he ever has in his entire life right now to be 4-0'd in the finals from this Terran player that he probably did not even expect to make it here. Jaedong does not want to let that occur.
He got 4-0'd against Pult weeks ago in the North American Premier League, and I'm sure that hurt him a lot. If it was to happen 2 times in a row, that was his last finals, his back-to-back finals, another 4-0 against a different Terran player. All of a sudden, a matchup there everybody thought Jaedong was doing okay in. Everyone was like, his Zerg versus Zerg's great. His Zerg versus Terran is also great. But he's going to lose 8 maps in a row if Bomber closes this up.
That would be devastating, I do have to say, Apollo. So, you know, these StarCraft 2 Terrans, maybe they have Jaedong's number so far, but Jaedong doing his best here. I think we're going to see his absolute best play. He's chosen a strategy beforehand, I think. Do you think he's going to play reactive, or is he going to do XYZ?
I think he's going to play reactive in this game. XYZ, I think, is very risky for him, because if it doesn't work, it's just gone. And I think he believes in himself enough to play reactive. But look at these 2 builds, Artosis. 3 hatcheries before spawning pool. But what do you make of the 1 barracks into command center from Bomber here, which is something we don't see too often?
I think he's playing a little bit of a safer game, maybe expecting Jaedong to do something crazy, but what he's going to find is that Jaedong, in fact, the extent of his craziness is going for a double expand, something that is not really going to be punished here by Bomber.
Well, one thing that if Bomber throws down his gases soon as well, he can get a bit of a faster factory, faster Hellions out. But for the time being, he's decided to throw down a bunker on the outskirts of Jaedong's natural, which is very scary, by the way, because he's gone 3 hatcheries and the spawning pool's not even done yet. And Bomber says, yes, that's a lot of drones pulled off the line. I'll cancel that. Yep. Good for me.
And, you know, just a little fake. I really do like moves like that. We used to see them a lot of the time, but Jaedong, because he did go 3 hatchery, maybe overreacted a little bit, but he doesn't want to lose to something silly like that this game.
Well, look at Bomber's build. He's changed it up once again. 3 barracks coming down, a single gas behind it.
Could this be the combat shield push that we saw yesterday?
I really think it could be here. The barracks are going to start building a lot of Marines nice and early on in this game. 1 refinery is enough to get a tech lab very soon, and then once that's done, of course, the combat shield upgrade can come in. Jaedong needs to identify this. He has an overlord not too far away from this.
Is he going to poke in, though? Is he going to see exactly what's going on? There's so many Marines here that I feel like he might not get in far enough to see that there's more than 1 barracks.
Well, he's going to see Marines, 4 Marines, but he can't tell what that is, really.
No, 4 Marines could have come out of that 1 racks. That makes it a bit harder, so.
This is a really, really solid position from Bomber, and I have a sinking feeling from Jaedong, it's coming over to me, Artosis, because I can see what's going on. I don't think that he could do well against this. Unless it's identified, you need Zergling speed down, you may even need Banelings at this point.
You know what, I think the Banelings are actually probably the smartest thing here. Even a Roachhorn would be good, but the way that he's doing this build makes me think he might even do something like Evolution Chambers. We'll see in a minute, but if it's Evolution Chambers, then Bomber should, without any fight from Jaedong, be able to kill one of the bases.
Well, Bomber's hiding all these Marines on the high ground. Jaedong has a Zergling just outside, so if Bomber moves out, he will have one of the best reaction times. But where's Jaedong's gas going? Is it going to be Zergling speed? Yes, it is. That's part 1 of being able to deal with this. That's the start.
Yeah, that is actually a big deal that he's getting that, and in fact, it's going to finish up just about 30 seconds after combat shield. So that's not that big of a difference, but the thing is, Bomber's going to time this out just right. It's very scary.
A big question. Jaedong has spotted the 3rd command center. He's seen no Hellions.
Yeah, this is...
Surely, if he's going to make this comeback, this is one of the things he needs to do, is identify what's going on. A scan goes down for Bomber, sees not much there, only drones on the way, and the Marines are waking their way out. 12 Zerglings. Maybe things are clicking here for Jaedong.
He needs more than 12 Zerglings to be made, though. He needs to make more Zerglings right this second. Couple more drones start. He doesn't know. He hasn't put the pieces together in this puzzle.
And Jaedong's at 74 to 78. You can't even make that many more. and Bomber just walks straight up, and he's going to get a lot of damage done. All of a sudden, Jaedong's like, oh my god, Bailey Nest comes down, more Overlords, more Zerglings are going to start their way to come out, but it may be too late here. This may be it.
He's going to get a lot of kills going after these drones right now. Quite a few falling down. The Queen's coming up to fight. The slow Zerglings coming in, but Combat Shield Marines going to be able to clean all this up so well.
26 Zerglings though so far. Not too many drones. One Queen may go down here, and it does fall down. Where are the rest of Zerglings? Another Queen does fall in. Jaedong Zerglings are coming in. It looks like he's going to clean this up just about.
But still, so many kills by these Bomber Marines. This is a really hard situation right now for Jaedong. Gonna drill those drones through, and finally he cleans it up.
Cleans it up. Loses 9 workers. Not that bad.
9 workers,
not
maybe
that bad. He's
a couple
still in the
queens,
lead.
some Zerglings,
Couple of queens, yeah.
It was not as bad as it could have been, that is for certain.
But he's got 1-1 on the way, which is nice for him here. He's got the Bailey Nest down, the layer started up. I think that he dealt with that, considering the circumstances, pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Since he didn't know it was coming, it's a good thing that he had some Zerglings already, and he had a lot of queens and a reasonable creep spread to meet everything up. It's still a pretty good push by Bomber, though, I have to say. I don't think he's disappointed with it. Didn't do as much as maybe it should have, but he still did an okay job.
I mean, behind it, he's got 3 command centers, he's got his double engineering bay, and these 3 tanks are coming in. I thought a little about these tanks, and I really do like the addition of these tanks, because a lot of games that Bomber's lost in the last couple of months have been to players like Roro and Symbol.
Yeah.
And the way that he's lost these games against very heavy roach bailing attacks at random times sometimes. And I think this makes a lot of sense to deal with these mid-game timings that often come out from Zerg players.
You know, it absolutely does. But Jaedong is showing us that he doesn't care for the unit that's called the Roach. Not in this matchup, at least, anyways. He's just focusing so heavily on his Zergling upgrades, on getting Mulus out. And look at this, Apollo. He has the 2-2 on the way before 1-1 finishes. He's delaying this third base reasonably well. He's getting Baneling Speed, Burrow, and the Spire. I'm kind of liking this for Jaedong now.
Yeah, I mean, he's set up quite nicely. He's really set up nicely. The 4th base is on its way, as well as the main base macro hatchery he'll be using.
Well, you know, I think that this is going to be our best game for sure so far in this series. And by the fact that they're close to each other like this, Jaedong expanding up, those are bases that are going to be very hard for Bomber to hit. But that also means there's going to be a lot of pressure on his main production.
There's a lot of Zerglings on the way out now. There's already 14 Banelings here. I think without Zerglings, without Baneling Speed, I don't think it's that much of a problem here. He's on creep as long as the Baneling's connected to the Marines, but they're on the wrong side. They fall down before even touching the Marines.
Oh, that is so painful. A lot of Banelings falling down with so little damage done. Zerglings being hemorrhaged as well. A stim of these Marines into the third base. A lot of drones gonna fall. And let's not forget he has these medevacs to evacuate the Marines as well.
And Startail Bomber doing a lot of damage here to Jaedong, who drops to 80 supply. Reinforcements coming in from Jaedong, but Bomber's just gonna pick up and go back to his rest of his units. He's found an opening. He's found an opening here to the main base. He's got tanks and Marines on the third base as well. He could win this tournament right here.
He's up 40 supply, Apollo. The economy of Jaedong has fallen so low. His production as well. He's using up all his larvae constantly, and he's lost way too many workers, as we see here.
And Bomber, what a performance in this final so far with 3 games in a row. Is he gonna ace the grand finals of the WCS Season 2 finals? Jaedong comes in for a defense. It's not bad at all, actually. He picks up a lot of those units, but still, he's losing inside his main base. Mulus are coming in, 2 upgrades coming in as well. Does Jaedong have what it takes to recover from losing a third base?
Well, you know what? He's playing against Bomber, who's really getting his macro up. It's not completely intact yet, so maybe he has a small chance, but it's getting very slim at this point.
Well, look at the income difference between both of these players, with Bomber up to 2,500 minerals per minute. That's going to be able to power a lot of Marines. 11 Marines per cycle, with 3 more barracks on the way. 2 upgrades coming in for Bomber, excuse me, are going to equalize up these upgrades. I'm finding it difficult for Jaedong to make a comeback, and all I'm seeing is Bomber holding on to that Starcraft 2 trophy.
It's very likely, Apollo, but let's look at what Jaedong may be able to do to come back. He does have Burrow Baneling landmines. If he gets several of those off very well, that could be helpful. Maybe he can sneak some Banelings into that third base and kill some SCVs off, something like that. But, I mean, we can even see here with the worker supply, Bomber is killing him economically. Don't forget about mules on top of that.
That's right, man. A lot of units. And on the other side of the map, Bomber is building a large army with 14 Marines now. I just saw in that production tab. A lot of units. Very shortly, Bomber can unsiege and start to make a push out. A push out that Jaedong may not be able to hold on to. Down to 123 supply. Bomber searching for his first tournament victory in 2 years. That's such a long time.
2 years this weekend. It's almost fate, Apollo, that Bomber would win a tournament on that same exact weekend, and Jaedong will get yet another second.
And here it comes, Artosis. Here comes potentially the tournament-winning push from Startail Bomber.
He's pushing forward. I think we're going to see a lot of scans used. He knows that Jaedong is fond of those burrowed banelings. He also knows he needs to clear up some of this creep. Here he comes, Apollo. This is scary.
He sees the army. He knows it's filtered in one direction. Jaedong is going to go in there very shortly. He needs to take a good fight, but I don't think it's possible. He's making 18 additional banelings. Can he do it? Can Jaedong hold on, or will Bomber close this up? 4-0, a remarkable performance.
Well, right now, Jaedong is down by about 50 supplies. Mutalisk coming in, and it's almost time for him to move. Still getting some more Zerglings out at the very last second. He needs to have as many units as possible when he engages.
All right, we'll see, because any moment now, Jaedong is going to pounce, but does he just get slapped down? And Jaedong is going to start to make his movement here. Bomber's going to push him. He's going to push him, and in comes Jaedong. But I feel that Bomber has way too many units here. The spread is amazing. The belly's coming from many different angles, but with the units coming in, Bomber sticks it. A 70 supply advantage.